Hello, I am Xarkun. This is World of Warships Legends. On the screen here you see my build for Henry J. Hyde. Note that it is not in any way an accuracy build. In fact, it's actually a full secondary brawler build. And, well, more on that later. I guess a level 16 Cunningham is inspiring him, so there's a little bit of accuracy there. But today, I bring you a battle in the Tier 7 German battleship Bismarck, which, you know, I've said in a stream before that this is probably not a very strong ship, maybe the weakest battleship at Tier 7. I don't know, you could make the case for it. And I am running a full secondary brawler build on this ship with that level 16 Cunningham as an inspiration. And oddly enough, you're going to see some really good accuracy with these guns. So good, in fact, relative to this build that I have on here, that it almost makes me wonder if Wargaming secretly buffed the accuracy on these guns a little bit. I don't know. You can judge for yourself when you see these shots. Now, this is a pretty good game in the Bismarck, and actually pretty entertaining at the end. At least I think so anyway. Let me talk a little bit about this build with Hyde and the benefits that I've got with it. Obviously the 5 heals, very nice. I like these non-real or fictional commanders that they have, like Hyde, Azur Lane commanders, etc. Especially the ones for battleships that can give you sort of a hybrid option between a brawler and full accuracy build. And, you know, a tankiness build with the extra heals that they come with. I think they're all, Azur Lane Nelson and Hyde, I guess those are the only two, really. But, or at least the only two I have. I think they're both extremely strong for their respective battleship lines, and I like them a lot. I plan to use Hyde, maybe not in this exact setup, I don't know. But I plan to use him on the Grosse Kerr first, when I can get it. Anyway, you know, we're sailing toward this Charlie Cap. Looks like the friendly destroyer has that flipped now, and we've got an enemy Bismarck, 14.5 kilometers out there. This brawler skill on Hyde has decreased my gun range to something like 15.5 or 15.6 kilometers. So the Bismarck is kind of close to the edge there, but we can still hit him. Did aim at the waterline, didn't get much, so we're aiming higher now. And it looks like he's slightly turned away. Look at the accuracy there, and the results. 22k on that salvo, 6 shells on target. This thing only shoots 8 of them, so that's like, what, 75% accuracy there? And, you know, with this brawler skill, the guns reload in 20 seconds. So there's another salvo on its way. That one also looks pretty accurate and hits him for 11k. Again, 6 shells on target, although less damage because 2 of those were over penetrations. So honestly, that really surprised me when I shot that. I've run the Bismarck with full accuracy builds before, and I feel like it can't hit the broad side of a barn more often than not, even with those full accuracy builds. And I did that because I sometimes run a full accuracy build on the Tirpitz, and that thing is, at least in my opinion, laser accurate compared to what the Bismarck is or has been. I don't know. Seems pretty accurate to me. Anyway, with this full secondary build, I think my secondaries are ranging out to 10.6 kilometers, 10.9 maybe, and the enemy Bismarck is well within that range now, so we are scoring some hits. They're not doing any damage, and they aren't starting any fires. In fact, we're going to get a lot of secondary hits before they start to light fires or do any damage. So the value of a full secondary build on the Bismarck, very questionable, but I mean, you can't deny that it is aesthetically pleasing to see all of those secondary shells going off in all directions like colorful fireworks of maybe not death, but annoyance? I don't know. Anyway, the secondaries are opening up again on the enemy Bismarck, and we are approaching a situation where we've got 3 opposing ships, a Hipper, a Bismarck, I think maybe 2 Bismarcks. I don't know what the other battleship is. Taking a shot at the Hipper, though. That one also looks decently accurate. Half of the shells hit for over-penetrations, so the results are not extremely desirable, but that Hipper doesn't look like he is going to be a threat for too much longer. The guns are reloaded. Now the accuracy looks more like the typical Bismarck accuracy that we all know and love, and this time only 1 of the 4 shells hits, and it's not enough to sink the Hipper. But we are moving in here. We're keeping an eye on the mini-map because directly to our port side we have what looks like 2 battleships toward the, I guess, the south end of Bravo there, and if we sail out here too far, then they are going to have access to our broadside. But this enemy Bismarck looks like he's going to eat maybe a torpedo. Nope, never mind, they completely missed him. Anyway, we're going to open fire on him, hit him for 4,800 there. Not too bad. The Bismarck's armor, angled as it is, does bounce his return salvo. And, you know, we're coming in here trying to whittle him down, sort of looking at those enemy battleships over that way to our port side. Oh, and that one battleship, 10.1 kilometers out there, it's a Leon, I just remembered. And that Leon, he's shooting HE, so he doesn't look like he is going to be shooting AP anytime soon. Trying to sort of angle against this Bismarck and then the battleships there to my left, although I don't think they are interested in shooting at me, but they probably realize I'm here since my secondaries are tapping them. Shooting at the Leon now. We're angled against the Bismarck. Want to get some hit points off of that guy. 4,900 damage again. Pretty consistent as far as the damage is going with these front 2 guns and with the accuracy. I guess all of the shells aren't hitting, but they never do. In any case, I feel like this is quite a bit more accurate than the Bismarck usually has been, and there 2 shells hit for penetrations for some decent damage. The enemy Bismarck is sunk, and the Leon is, well, he's about to be next. He's got low health, can get all the guns on target. He is turning, so I adjust for that. Lovely shell grouping there, and shells take him out. Only 1 hit registered, but I guarantee you more shells hit his ship than that. It was just the 1 that we needed to sink him. Now, though, we've got 3 enemy ships left versus 4 of ours. We have a destroyer, so there's the advantage on our side. But the destroyer is pinging the Bravo cap, and he is correct to do that. We do need to capture it, especially since they've just flipped Alpha. We want that 2 cap advantage. We are ahead by a number of points, because I think we did have that 2 cap advantage for the majority of the game, and we want to maintain that. So we're going to sail into Bravo. We're not going to charge out there against those ships, because we have a points lead. That can quickly change, especially if they manage to sink that friendly, I think it's a battleship that they're all shooting at. Can't see him yet, but he's out there, and they're focused on him. So we're going to take this capture point, not going to sail out the other end before it's secure. And even when we do sail out, you know, on the other side, we're going to play it very carefully. We're just a little bit above half health right now. We're able to deploy that heal there and start getting some more hit points back. But I think even if these 3 ships do manage to take down that friendly battleship, and in fact they do, I think we still have a points lead. Looks like we do. Yep, we still do. by about 100 points. And as long as we maintain this cap advantage here, the onus is on these guys to come and do something about it. We don't need to charge out there. We don't need to try to win harder. We need to just play this pretty defensively. We're slowing down now, coming to a stop, making sure we are angled against the Sinop and Alabama out there, and then we're going to move forward a little bit more, tighten up the angle. We're able to bounce most of that salvo, and then I think we're going to start reversing behind this island. We do have a hipper out there to our starboard side, and he is a torpedo threat. He's a very brawly cruiser, plus he's got that 27mm bow armor, which we are not, with our 15-inch guns, able to overmatch. So he is a significant threat at close range like this to us. So, we're going to start reversing, and it looks like he is about to make a run. And this run he makes is actually, I think, a pretty decent stab at it. I mean, watch what this guy does. So, he's going to come around the corner now. Guns are almost reloaded. I am prepared to shoot him. I'm reversing, keeping the island between myself and his torpedoes. But he launches his torpedoes. Not at me, but at my teammates. I hit him for 10k there. So, trying to get the rear turret on target. But there he goes. He pretty easily or skillfully dodges that friendly torpedo salvo. Now he's got his bow pointed at me. I can't match that 27mm, so I aim a little bit higher. Don't get good results. Most of the shells still hit his bow and bounce off. And he uses his torpedoes to take out the friendly hipper. So that friendly hipper is gone. I think he knows. Well, I mean, he's expended his torpedoes. So I think what he's trying to do here now is ram me, kill me, maybe put his team ahead on points. But I have too much HP, and all that does is give me a free Die Hard medal, and loses his team a lot of points with his death. Had that killed me, I don't know what would have happened. He would have left, I guess, 2 enemy battleships to deal with a single destroyer. The destroyer would have had the cap advantage still, and of course the stealth advantage. Would it have given that team a better shot at winning? I don't know, but I thought it was an interesting move. It was well executed how he used the torpedoes to take down the friendly hipper and then used his ship as a torpedo to try to take me down. That would have been a pretty good move, maybe in a different context with maybe a different kind of point situation. I don't know. I thought it was rather heroic. Anyway, Alabama's coming around the corner, presenting quite a bit of broadside. 3 of our 4 shells hit him. I think 1 shattered. Did about 8k there. Not too bad. Finally, though, these secondaries are starting to do their job and light fires. We've got 4 fires now. Alabama hits us really, really hard in the turret there. Knocks it out. So it looks like he is now trying to finish the hipper's work, perhaps, by coming in for the ram. So, we've got 2. No, now he's turning due to the torpedoes from the destroyer, who does hit him with 2, almost enough to take him down, but definitely enough to reduce him to a point where we can kill him easily, even with 2 over penetrations. Alright, that just leaves a minute left to go in this battle here. Looks like it's pretty much wrapped up. Just have the Sinop, who could come around the corner and could kill me, and even if he does, I think we still win. But notice I have 4 kills, and the Sinop looks like he's presenting a nice juicy broadside. So, can we get the Kraken? We do Citadel him there, And at this point, trying to get these rear turrets on target, he's got a long reload. But unfortunately, I run into the carcass of the Alabama that I just took down, and that prevents me from getting those rear turrets on target. Try to take a shot right at the Synops bow. Somehow the shells shoot over it. And I do go down, but it doesn't matter. Could have rammed that guy and got the Kraken, maybe. And it ends in a victory. 174,000 damage done for kills. Not a bad match in the old Bismarck, I'd say. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done that already. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.